Hey everyone, it's Deanne Castro, Creative Memories Advisor, and I am back with you to show you another scrapbooking border. I just got back from Crop and Connect, my upline, Lenita Medina's weekend for advisors. We learned a lot and I taught some borders. I was very blessed to be able to share some of my ideas with them, and so now I'm going to share the next few of them with you. Um, and so let's get to it. So this one, not really quite sure what to call it. I originally called it the Adventure Parks Border, but that's what I made this one with. This one I used the Fairgrounds Border Punch and the, oh, what's this one called? The admission ticket border punch. And this is folded over. So it's really a pretty easy border. It's not too hard to do. Then I made this one with the back to school paper. Um, this one's been out for a few months. It came out back in August, actually 2022. But it's got some really pretty colors in it. So I kind of combined some other punches. I used the wildflower punch in the back, and I used the gnome punch here in the front. Added another color so that the gnomes would stand out better. And then I used the Make Your Mark embellishments. These are school type team embellishments. And I just thought with a bunch of gnomes, they could be a teamwork. So that's how I made this one. So you can use this with any border punch that stays attached. Pretty much. I modified this one a little bit so that it still had a little bit on the bottom to fold over, because it actually does all come off. But the gnome punch stayed across all the way across. So did the wildflower, and so does the fairgrounds border punch. Okay, so let's get started. Now these pieces were all kind of pre-cut because I did, for the border class, I pre-cut a bunch of pieces for everybody. So some of these are already cut to size, but I want to use the Fairgrounds Border Punch first, and I'm just going to cut this. Now I'm going to line it up with the black line right here. I'm going to line the paper up with that black line, and I'm going to move it across to the left. Once I've punched it, I'm going to line it up and match the punched piece with this blue right here. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you have seen this technique already, but just talking about it again for those of you who have not seen it. So you line it up so that the blue on the other side of this punch is completely covered with what I just punched. Okay, and make sure that the paper on this side is pushed completely at the back. And then just continue to do that all the way across. And this, you want to use paper that you like both sides of, and it has a really good contrast. So see, this is a really busy side of this paper. The other side has a really kind of muted colored pattern. So this is going to work really well. So this wasn't cut exact. So you want to trim this one. Once you've punched it, you want to trim it at 3 3/4 inches. Okay. So I'm going to trim it down to where the tops of the Ferris wheel is on 3 3/4 inch. Okay, so like the top of the Ferris wheel right here, This is 3 3/4. I'm glad I looked at that. 3 3/4 all the way down. Okay, so 3 3/4 all the way down on the tops of the Ferris wheels. You see that? So this piece I only need to trim a little bit off of, but I do need to trim it because it was just a little long. Okay, now for the admission ticket punch, I'm going to do this a little different. Okay, so see, it does have the black line on here, but I want to get the full ticket on one side because if I just punched it straight here, it would start with a partial ticket. So I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to line it up where the paper was right in the middle of those dots right there. And then that way, I'm going to get a full ticket punched on the one side. But I'm going to have to come back and punch that. Okay, so now I'm going to move it over and I'm going to match the pattern. So all the blue is covered on this side. And I'm going to go ahead and punch all the way across, I believe. Let me look at it when I get there. Okay. So I'm going to move it over again, finish punching this. I think I'm doing this right. No, that's okay. I'm going to leave one side unpunched to hold it together. Okay, I could have left this side not punched as well. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And then I would score this, like if I was using one of the other punches, I would score it approximately at about 2 1/4 inches. So if I line this up to 2 1/4 inches, you'll be able to see that I would have scored it right at this end, and then I'm going to score it right down here. Okay, so I can fold it over. Because that's what I did on this one as well. I put the top of the wildflowers at the 2 1/4 inches and then just scored it all the way down. Okay, this one was easier to do because the gnomes stayed on the paper, but because this one punches off, it's a little more difficult. But since I left part of that on there, I'm just going to fold it over, and that's going to work just perfect. Okay. Now what you want to do is when you do these with the double sides, you want to make sure that you like the side that is on the paper you're going to put it on. So the bottom piece that I have right here, this is 2 3/4 inches. So it's going to have a little bit left on the bottom. I'm going to put like about 1/4 inch on the bottom. And then that's going to leave the rest of this as the background. Now, if this is not the way I like it, I could turn it over, just redo the fold, and see if I like this better. And I really kind of like that color against the red, but it did show up better on this side. Okay, now that would have stayed together if I had not punched that very end, but that's okay, because it'll work. So now I'm going to adhere this down. A little bit on the end there. And line it up. Come on, let go. Okay, line it up across the bottom. Now I'm going to adhere it to that 2 3/4 inch bottom piece. This is actually the tonal red paper. I really like the pattern on that. This was the other side. So this is the tonal red. This was the Adventure Parks paper. So now I'm going to put some adhesive on the back. Put a little bit of repositionable on the Ferris wheels and the castles so that they stay down. And I'm going to adhere it just about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, somewhere around in there from the bottom. And adhere it down. And that's basically the border. Now you can add some embellishments. These are out of the Adventure Parks pack. But what I've typically done, as I've told you guys before, is that I've purchased from Creative Memories the digital program for the Adventure Parks program, paper packs. And then I was able to download that, and then I can do a print and cut of these on my Cricut, and then I can make as many of these as I want. So I can make extra borders to sell to my clients. So, but if you only have those borders or those pieces of the embellishments, feel free to use whatever you like and finish off your border. Let's see, about is the middle of that. 2, 3, 5, over here. All right, and that's done. So what you want to do, kind of as a recap, choose your double-sided paper, punch one edge with one of your punches, then you cut it at 3 3/4 inches, score it at approximately 2 1/4 inches, and then fold it over, add it to a 2 3/4 inch bottom piece, and add your embellishments. And there you have it. You're done. Okay? So just want to thank you guys for watching. Remember, if you have not subscribed to my channel and you like this border or you like my other borders, please feel free to subscribe. And then if you click on the bell, then you'll get notifications each week when my videos come out. If you do not have an advisor, you can feel free to log onto my website, check out the various products we have available. Both of these punches are available right now, and so is the paper pack. The back to school paper pack is available, and so is the Make Your Mark embellishment packs if you want to make this one. And but if you do have an advisor, please get a hold of her, because I'm sure she works really hard for you to find the products that you want. If you have any questions or you have some suggestions, you can feel free to email me at deannecmc2@yahoo.com. And if you would like to join my Facebook group, it's called Let's Scrapbook with Deanne. Just go ahead and look that up and request to join the group. It is a work in progress, but I try to add some other ideas that I've seen from other people, add the new products that are coming out the following week, and try to keep you informed on other things as they come up. So thanks again, guys, for watching. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will talk to you again next week. All right? Thank you so much. See you later. Bye.